car chat, my Sunday car chat, where we talk about some makeup and keto. I'll give you an update on where I am at the end of week 7 and my thoughts on the current week and if there was anything different I did this week. But first we'll talk about the makeup, and I'll go ahead and tell you my age and everything. I always try to title my videos about close to my age or whatever. I am 60 years old, almost 61 in just a few weeks in this car. Bethany, there's nothing over there. Bethany always thinks there's something over there when it's raining. We are having the remnants of Hurricane Delta. And it's been raining now since Friday night. Heavy at times, but most time it's just like a steady rainfall. Okay. I'm on my way to the flea market, but I wish I was on my way to the Charlotte race. I watched them race yesterday in the rain, in the Xfinity race, and it was fun to watch. And I like to see them race today, although I don't think they will race like they did yesterday. I think if it's raining like this hard, it'll be okay, but if it gets really hard, they'll park them. Put them under the red flag. I mean, stop. In case you didn't know. Okay. We'll talk about the makeup, and then we'll go into keto, and I will try to put the time stamp down below when we go into keto talk. Okay, the makeup this week has mostly been the Dior Backstage Airflash foundation, the one in the spray can. Must be like you're using Airbrush. I do not spray my face with it. I spray my sponge or my hand and then pick it up with a sponge. I don't use a brush with it. I use a sponge. The sponge I'm using with it is a no-name sponge. I don't know. I think it comes from Marshall's maybe in a bag of sponges. I can't remember. Anyway, it's pretty dense. And I kind of like it with this foundation. Sometimes the Beauty Blender, or especially the Real Techniques, is just too wet. And this one, when you get the water out of it, it almost is dry. That's kind of what I like. It's just slightly damp. Then I set it with the Becca hyaluronic acid powder, or whatever it's called. I like that powder. The one I have is a sample or the small size, and I have a feeling I'm going to be buying a full size of it. Although, I hear that it can dry out, so maybe I'd be better off just buying the small ones. Because, you know, I like to switch around, but I do enjoy the powder. I think it's great for mature skin. Now, I think Hourglass has one similar, maybe By Terry, but By Terry, you know, is a lot more expensive, but I like the Becca one pretty good, I will say. I got mine in a boxy charm. My eyeshadow palette, the majority of the week has been the Makeup Revolution 35 something. It's no longer available. It's mostly a purple palette. Purple and dark browns. And there is one similar, and I always try to list it below that they have. And I did see another one on somebody was using that had more brighter purples, but I like this one because it's kind of a deep purple brown. My eyeliner I used today is the L'Oreal Cat liquid eyeliner in brown. The only thing I don't like about that liner is the brush is wonky. Maybe I did it when I was opening and shutting it, so I can't say it's the thing. It may have been me, but I do like the eyeliner. The formula I like. I use the Lancôme waterproof eyeliner in, it's purple, but I don't know if that's what it's called. I'll have to list it below what the exact name is on my waterline. I used the Hourglass brow pencil, and I used the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and number 3, and the Airbrush bronzer. And then I used Milani Luminso as my blush, and I probably shouldn't use the highlighter, but I did. I used the Natasha Denona something other highlighter. I don't think it's available now, but she's got some that's similar to it. I'll list one below. This one was given to me by someone, but I don't think it's available. My lipstick is ColourPop, and the name is no longer on the bottom, so I can't tell you what it is. I'll try to find one similar. And I put, that's not what I used on it. Oh, I put in a black thing. White Russian from Buxom on top. My mascara is the Milk Mascara from Milk Makeup. I do enjoy that mascara, and I'll tell you, it gives you a soft lash. Now you can use it and then put something else on top if you want to. But I also think the hemp seed oil that's in it, or CBD oil, whatever it is in it, one of those from the hemp plant, it conditions your lashes, especially if you use it every day. Now I understand the primer is excellent, so that's my next purchase when it comes to a mascara primer, will be the one from Milk Makeup. So, on that thought, I will tell you that the foundation is excellent for wearing under a mask. Now, I will say this week I wore the Coty Airspun powder over it sometimes. Some days, and some days I didn't. Some days I used, I think, the Maybelline True powder, press powder. But I think the Coty makes the difference if you want it to last underneath that mask. I noticed on the days that I wore that, I never had to touch up. And, you know, it's not that I have to touch up because I've got the mask on. It's just, in my head, I need to touch up. Because if I was to take it down, I don't want to look squashy. Now, I learned this week that if I take that, okay, we're pouring right now, I'm sorry. If we take down, this is the kind of weather I don't think they should race in. Even with the rain tires and the windshield wipers. I think it's too much because they got standing water. Okay. If you take a pressed powder such as the MAC Studio Fix powder, you put a Kleenex over your lips, and I know we did this years ago, and dot that powder through your lips, not messing with the color. Your lipstick will last longer underneath that mask. Now, I'm not going to say it's not going to rub off some, but it will not rub off as much. And definitely don't use, I would use more of a balm if you're using a liquid lipstick. I would use more of a balm than like this Buxom. Because the Buxom tends to make it settle in your lines, especially around the outside. I'll have to really watch it today if I have my mask on. Now, I don't know what kind of crowd we'll have today. Sometimes when it rains, we have a good crowd, and sometimes we don't. Anyway, I am wearing this t-shirt. To me, is the perfect t-shirt as far as fit and the way it feels. It's called, the saying is imperfectly perfect. And then I'm wearing my designer-inspired golden goose, geese, whatever, sneakers. Mine came from the wonderful world of Walmart. I could not find them online because I was going to look to see if they were still available because I bought them back in the spring. I couldn't find them, so I guess they're gone. Unless you luck up and have them still in your store. They're not in mine. But anyway, they're not the most comfortable shoes. I have never tried on the Golden Goose. I've tried on Converse and all them. They are not comfortable on me unless I get the canvas ones. But the ones that are leather, vinyl, whatever they are, plastic, they're not comfortable. I think they need to be a little, I don't know, my little toe seems to wear on them. Plus, because how high the heel is in the back, it's just not comfortable. Like I said, I don't know if the Golden Goose is more comfortable, or what they would be. I just know the design of them does not work for my feet. But I'll wear them for days. It's not going to be walking, and it's great. Because I don't have to worry about if they get wet. And I just wasn't in the mood to wear no rain boots. It's not time. Well, the rain boots I have, I've got a high pair from Tommy Hilfiger. They make my legs hurt. And then the Jack Rogers that I have that are pink, they're way too big for me now. You know, those shoes run big, and I should have ordered a size smaller. I need to take it to Style, Encore, Style, whatever that place is. I need to take it to that place and sell them. Or you know, exchange them for something they have them for. Get a credit, whatever it is. Because I'm going to be probably needing some clothes. And about 5 more pounds. I have some clothes I can wear, but some of them I'm not going to be able to wear. They're just going to be way too big for the butt. But I'm working on my butt. I'm doing more squats, more leg lifts. I added some weight this week. I don't want, as I've told you before in one of my other videos, I don't want no flat butt. I'd rather have a big butt any day than a big waist. So I'm working on my butt and trying to get rid of my waist. So at that point, we are at almost 15 minutes. Well, not really 15 minutes because I started earlier. We're going to be at about 13 minutes, 12 minutes that we start talking about keto. Okay, keto. This is, I believe, the end of week 7. We're starting week 7. I can't remember. I'm no good at stats. Sorry. And I weighed this week. I weighed yesterday at 197 even. And I'll insert the picture. And last week I was at 197.8. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you this morning I was at 196.6. But for time, I'm weighing Saturday to Saturday. So this loss should count for next week as long as I stay there. Now, what did I eat this week different? I ate a steak on Tuesday. Just the steak, nothing with it. That was a ribeye steak that I had. And then I may buy me another one today. I've got to stop at IGA, and that's where I buy my meat. And then I ate chicken the rest of the week, my chicken recipe with the greens. Now Friday I had just a piece of chicken for lunch, no greens. And then Friday night, 5 o'clock, after I filmed my video, my new release video, I went to Wendy's and got a bunless burger just to see if it would do anything to me, if it would make me hold water, whatever. It did not, because I was still down on Saturday morning. So I'm looking at probably about a pound a week, I think, because I think you're leveling off about now. So I think a pound a week, some weeks maybe nothing as far as losing. And I learned that you need to measure other ways, and that is called an NSG, I think. Non-scale goal. Something like that. I'm trying to learn these language in the weight loss community. Anyway, or an NSV. I don't know what it's called. Something like, I know it's non-scale something. I'll try to figure it again. One of my favorite people to watch for weight loss is WatchKittyShrink. She has a channel, but she doesn't film that much, but she's very, very active on Instagram. And she, I think, has lost like 150 pounds, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, she's very positive, and even when she started to regain and she now is trying to lose it back, I mean, she never went negative, and I need somebody like that in my life. So that's pretty much it. The water is kind of growing on me slowly. Now, of course, I can't drink it, as I've told y'all in the past, down here at the flea market, because I don't want to go to the bathroom down here. So I'll have to pour it in me when I get home and then go to the bathroom all night. But that's better than going to the bathroom down here. I am averaging around 80 ounces, I'll say. I hope by the end of the month I can be at 100 ounces. But if I'm not, I'm not. I'm not as worried about it as I once was. I do think the more you drink, the faster you'll lose. But, you know, if you can't handle it, you can't handle it. That's the way I look at it. There's no use in pushing yourself to a point that you're miserable. Because you know what happens then? You say, the heck with it. Now, I did look at some of the water additives. And the best one for me is the Minute Maid concentrate lemon juice that you get where the orange juice, the frozen orange juice is. It's 100% lemon juice, and it says there is no preservatives. Now, I know I could buy lemons, but I'm just lazy. Don't want to have to cut them up. I just be real, don't want to cut them up. Don't want to have to squeeze them. Probably would help my grip, but don't want to. So I just buy that. I have to go to a different grocery store to get it, but that's all right. I bought 2 last week, so that'll leave me a little drop. I don't put just a little drop, not much, just enough to taste it. I also don't like sweeteners. I don't like stevia in my water, anything like sweet or monk fruit. I don't want anything sweet in my water. And so many of them additives that I looked at had, if they were sugar-free, and the majority of them had sugar, and you know, sugar is a main no-no on keto. The ones that weren't had stevia or monk fruit, and I just don't want my water sweet. I don't need the sweetness and don't want the sweetness. To me, the more sweetness you drink, the more you're going to crave it. So that's just me. Now, I know some people worry about their electrolytes. Well, I don't know that my electrolytes are bad. You know, you should get your electrolytes from the meat you're eating. And I'm not going to add any electrolytes until I see my blood work, and I'm having blood work done on the 23rd. So until I see my blood work and see anything is off, I'm not adding any magnesium, and definitely not potassium, because you know you can OD on potassium. You can OD on it, plus if you don't have enough, it can cause your heartbeat to be erratic. Now, no, I don't ever want to have somebody give me an injection of potassium at the hospital. I've seen how bad that hurt my stepfather when he had it. So I don't want that. Unless, you know, it's a matter of life or death. And it was with him. So anyway, that's about it on keto. I did measure myself this week, so I'll start talking about inches when they start coming off. I think I've already lost some, but I should have measured when I first started, but I didn't. I know I've lost some of my waist, but you know, I can tell that my clothes I'm wearing. You know, I'm still a long way from my eventual goal. I think it will take a year to reach my eventual goal if it doesn't take longer. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to cheat in 2 months or 3 months or whatever, because I may. I'm not going to say I won't. I'm going to try not to, but I'm not going to say I won't. You just never know. But I'm going to try not to cheat. And like I was trying to tell you yesterday, and I cut it out, was cheating to me is having something with pure sugar in it, having something with wheat, grains, and MSG. What was the other? There was one more. Well, I might think of it later on. If I do, I'll list it below what I'm trying to avoid. I know it's MSG, wheat, grains. Maybe I was counting them twice, and pure sugar, and I'll try to think of it. I don't want to keep y'all any longer. So I'm here at the flea market, and I appreciate all of you watching. And of course, if you got to the end, leave me my little steak emoji, and I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.